Uh, and this third reflection, a couple of when for the first we seem to confusion because what you're when you do telling us to be a witness to give others, in other words to show. We seem in kind of confusion because the why saying that our light in beauty, truth and goodness of God. God light, peace. We read Luke celebrated the and chapter 9 verse 3 and chapter 22 Paul recognized the presence of in a blind. And first letter to Timothy chapter 6 verse 16 we read that of the world. Therefore, when in our, in our, when it's like hide truths about ourselves from God. The point we and both and our witness and all the charity that we do. That is not the point. The point is that you should reflect the light that you receive from God and you transmit to others like a mirror. And Jesus paradoxically he says, those who have more, even more will be given, and those who have little, even the little that they have will be taken back. Sounds confusing? Sounds as if God is not fair and just, because we expect from a merciful God to give more to those who do not have. But what does Jesus really mean here? Jesus here is not talking about wealth. He's not talking about physical blessings, that those who have little, even the little that they have will be taken away. No, he's not talking about material things. He is talking about our God experience. If we don't develop and build upon our experience of God, our spiritual bond between God and us, if we don't work on it, it will slowly die. On the other hand, if you build upon it, even more will be added to what you have. It is like the moon. The moon, if you notice, it is never stable. When it is not increasing, it is decreasing. our spiritual life is also like the moon. It can never be stable. Either you are getting stronger and stronger in your relation with God, or weaker and weaker. You are gaining more spiritual nourishment, and when you work on it, you will gain more and more. And if you do not, if you neglect it, even the little that you have will die a natural death. That is the point that Jesus is making, and in no way he is unjust. And today we celebrate the feast of Saint Angela Mercy, one of those saints who reflected the goodness of God through her life. Angela Mercy has the distinction of the first saint who started religious orders for people, for women who are living in secular world. It means that they dedicate their life for God, but they do not have a special dress like other nuns do. They do not live in a convent separated from the world, but in their work, wherever they are working, whatever job they have, they try to follow Jesus more intimately, and also by following the virtues of obedience, poverty, and chastity. Angela Mercy, even at the age of 10, at that young age, dedicated her life for God. And in the year, she was born in the year 1474 and died in 1540. In the year 1524, when she wanted to visit the Holy Land, the holy places, she was struck with blindness on the way. She proceeded anyway to visit the sacred shrines, and seeing them with her spirit, not with physical eyes. With the same spirit, when she was visiting and praying before a crucifix, she received her sight back with the power of God. At the age of 20, she founded a company of Saint Ursula for patroness of medieval universities and venerated as a leader of women. And that constituted radically a new way of living, single, consecrated to Christ and living in the world rather than in a monastery. And Angela Mercy, she started this kind of new movement in the world, and by doing so, the call of Jesus in today's gospel to let your light shine upon others so that other people will know the goodness of God. That should be the purpose of letting our light shine, that other people should feel the goodness of God. It's not about ourselves, it's not about showing and boasting of our greatness. That is not the point that Jesus is making today. So today, as we follow this wonderful saint, let us remember that there is no one who is not gifted. May not be with riches, may not be with wealth, may not be with intellect, but maybe what physically cannot be seen, like a kind heart, a generous heart, a heart that forgives the enemies. These are also the gifts from God. These gifts, if we work on them and make them stronger and stronger, that's what Jesus says. Those who have more will receive more. I thank you for joining me every day, and if you are inspired by these reflections, kindly share with others, share the goodness and share the good news. Have a blessed and a happy day.